The story begins on a mysterious island in the middle of the ocean where we see a massive stadium packed with people. Everyone present had their eyes fixed on the staff standing ahead. At a signal from the staff, a large 3-meter shark was slowly pulled up as bait, and just then, the boy sitting there understood that something big was about to happen. He immediately told his older brother to look, and as soon as his brother raised his head, at that very moment, a massive creature suddenly burst out from under the water. The viewing platform slowly began descending underground, because an even more dangerous show was waiting for them below. As soon as the platform reached the bottom, that same massive creature was now clearly visible right in front of them, and to thunderous applause, that enormous creature, whose name was Mosasaurus, swallowed the shark whole in one single bite. In the future world, a tech company had used gene technology to bring dinosaurs back to life, and to make money, they purchased an entire island. All the dinosaurs were placed on that island, and the place was turned into Jurassic World Park. Because of the dinosaurs, this island very quickly became the world's biggest tourist spot, and every year the number of people coming to vacation here reached into the tens of millions. But after 20 years of running safely, the dinosaurs had become just like zoo elephants for people, and no one was as interested in them as before. So to stop the falling income and rising costs, Dr. Wu's team mixed the genes of different animals and created a new monster dinosaur with a very straightforward and terrifying name, Indominus Rex, which was created to increase people's interest. But no one had any idea that this very dinosaur was going to become the biggest problem for the entire park. At that same time, the park's owner arrived to see Indominus Rex and learned that this dinosaur was bigger than expected and extremely intelligent, and had already tried to break through the glass and escape several times. Worried by its dangerous intelligence, the owner called in retired Navy trainer Owen for a security check. Owen had previously worked in the Navy, and after retiring had been given the responsibility of training dinosaurs here. At the time, he was working in the raptor area, where he was trying to control the raptors using experience from his Navy training, and surprisingly, he was actually managing to control those dangerous raptors. But then an accident happened, when a new feeder was trying to catch a small pig, and a raptor grabbed him and pulled him straight into the enclosure. And in the next moment, all the raptors present focused their attention on that employee, and the situation was such that he could become their prey at any moment. In that dangerous moment, Owen immediately opened the enclosure gate and ran inside, and stood in front of the new employee, continuously commanding the raptors to back off. After much effort, Owen's colleague was successfully pulled out, but at that same moment, the raptors lowered themselves into a hunting position, which made Owen realize his own life was now in danger. So, while giving commands on one side, he slowly backed away on the other side, and just as the gate was about to close, he suddenly rolled out just in time, and his life was saved.
After this, Clara took Owen to see Indominus Rex and explained that it was a secret hybrid made from T-Rex genes that had grown up alone since childhood. Hearing this, Owen warned that the loneliness could make it dangerous and asked to be shown the dinosaur immediately. But surprisingly, even after food was placed, Indominus was nowhere to be seen, which made everyone anxious. And the strangest thing was that the monitoring system was not picking up any heat signal, as if the massive beast had suddenly vanished into thin air. Just then, Owen noticed large claw marks on the wall, and it was concluded that Indominus had perhaps climbed over the wall and escaped. Hearing this, Clara's face went pale, and she immediately decided to return to the control center, and on the way told the team to stay alert and immediately track the location chip implanted in Indominus's body. On the other side, Owen and the guards inside the park went near the wall to check how Indominus had gotten out. But then, a terrifying message came from the control center that the location chip was showing Indominus was still inside. Everyone's heart stopped at this news, because at that moment, all three of them were still carefully examining those very claw marks. The control room staff immediately called the guard and told them to get out quickly. As soon as Owen heard this, he immediately turned and ran toward the inner gate. But then the last guard saw that Indominus was moving in exactly the direction Owen was running. In the chaos, the dinosaur suddenly attacked one guard, and the panicked second guard reached the gate near the wall and immediately opened it. When he saw that his colleague had been killed by Indominus, he was so frightened that he ran out through the gate without thinking. Owen also ran with full force and finally managed to get out just before the gate closed. But Indominus took advantage of the small gap remaining in the gate and crashed through it with tremendous force, breaking the entire gate and came out as well. In this dangerous moment, Owen immediately slid to the ground and hid himself under a car, and without any delay turned around and kept a close eye on every move of that dinosaur. From the sound of its heavy footsteps, he realized that Indominus was now moving toward the guard. At that time, the guard hiding behind the car was so terrified that even his breathing had stopped. Meanwhile, Indominus appeared like a monster and swallowed the guard alive in one single moment. To save his own life, Owen quickly cut the car's fuel tank and let the petrol flow out so that its smell would confuse Indominus and it would not be able to sniff him out. And indeed, shortly after, Indominus could not detect his presence and with a thunderous roar suddenly left the area. But now that dangerous dinosaur had broken free from human captivity, which caused panic among everyone in the control room. At that same moment, they learned that Indominus was heading toward the visitor area, approximately 5,000 meters away, where around 20,000 people were present. Hearing this, Clara prepared to sound the alarm in that area, but the owner, standing nearby, immediately stopped her, because once a warning was issued, the entire park would have to be shut down, and questions would be raised about security, which could lead to the park being closed permanently. So the owner was confident that the security team would handle the dinosaur. At that same time, a team of soldiers had reached the location where the tracking chip was showing Indominus's position. But even after arriving there, Indominus was nowhere to be found. Then the team leader noticed that the tracker lying on the ground had been removed from Indominus's body. At that very moment, mysterious drops of blood began falling on his hand, and seeing this, everyone looked up in fear, and what they saw stunned them all. Indominus had used the chameleon gene to completely camouflage itself in the surrounding environment. Seeing this, the team leader was about to run when Indominus grabbed him at that exact moment. The remaining guards immediately picked up their stun guns and started firing at it, but in the next moment, Indominus crushed the team leader under its massive foot and killed him. The remaining guards moved forward to stop it and kept firing electric shots, but Indominus brutally killed them one by one, and within less than a minute, many people had lost their lives. Receiving this news, Owen angrily warned Clara that Indominus is a monster, that even it itself does not know what it really is, and if it gets out of the jungle, it will start killing every living thing, because that is the only way it can survive, and therefore real weapons would have to be used to stop it. But Clara did not want to see the park she had worked so hard to build turn into a battlefield, and for this reason she rejected Owen's advice. Hearing this, Owen walked out of the control room in anger. But for the safety of the more than 20,000 people present in the park, Clara finally sounded the alarm throughout the entire park.
At that same time, both brothers were going to enjoy a park project, and just as their tour car started, the staff received the danger warning and immediately stopped all the other tour cars. But strangely, the two brothers' car did not stop and slowly continued moving further inside the park. In this area, various types of herbivorous dinosaurs were roaming freely, such as the three-horned Triceratops, the large bone-plated Stegosaurus, and the long-necked Brachiosaurus. All these dinosaurs were quite calm. But then, suddenly, a warning was heard inside the tour car saying that the system had malfunctioned and the car would now automatically return to the hotel. But the older brother did not want to go back, and on top of that, both of them were the nephews of park operations manager Clara, so they had a special access wristband, and for this reason, the older brother directly took control of the system and took his younger brother further inside the park. Meanwhile, Clara also suddenly remembered her nephews and immediately tried calling the older nephew, but at that moment, the network went out. So she frantically asked the staff if all tour cars had returned, and upon checking, it was discovered that only one tour car had not yet returned, and that was the car belonging to her two nephews. Hearing this, Clara panicked and immediately told the rescue team to go there, but the rescue team was already busy, so she was forced to go to Owen and ask for help. Meanwhile, the two brothers had reached the final section of the park's tour area and saw that the fences ahead had been broken by something powerful. When they saw a path leading forward, the older brother immediately drove the car inside. After a while, they reached a densely forested area where several ankylosaurs were roaming, and at first glance, only 4 were visible to them, but the younger brother insisted there were 5, so the older brother started counting carefully again. Just then, they realized that the shadow visible in the car's glass was not actually a 5th ankylosaurus, but was Indominus Rex, standing right behind them, who had silently approached them. It let out a thunderous roar and kicked the car, sending both brothers flying several feet away. Just as the older brother was about to make a panicked failed attempt, an Ankylosaurus's heavy tail hit the car, and the vehicle flipped over and fell far away. Indominus thought that the Ankylosaurus was stealing its prey, so it immediately attacked it, and a fierce battle broke out between the two. When it tried to bite the Ankylosaurus, its teeth started shaking due to its strong hide. In anger, it struck the Ankylosaurus's back deeply with its sharp claws, and finally flipped it over and killed it in one single blow. Seeing all this, both brothers trembled in fear, and at that very moment, Clara's phone rang again. Hearing the phone sound, Indominus suddenly remembered the prey inside the car, and after staring at it for a moment, grabbed the car with its claws. Then it opened its massive mouth and tried to swallow it directly, but when it found difficulty doing so, it showed its cunning side and grabbed the car in its teeth and started slamming it hard against the ground. The glass was just about to break when the older brother, seeing his chance, unbuckled his seatbelt and grabbed his younger brother and got out of the car. But this movement could not escape Indominus's sharp eyes, and it immediately started chasing them. Fortunately, there was a small waterfall ahead, but Indominus opened its massive mouth as it got close. Just then, both brothers jumped into the waterfall at the right moment and escaped its grasp. At that same time, Clara also arrived in the jungle, but within a short while she realized that the situation had completely changed. The bodies of dinosaurs killed by Indominus were scattered everywhere, and seeing this, Owen became even more convinced that Indominus was not going to leave anything alive. Shortly after, they found the tour car the two brothers had been in, but when Clara saw the broken car and the mobile phone lying on the ground, she thought Indominus had eaten her nephews. Thinking this, she was completely devastated. Just then, Owen noticed footprints on the ground that led them to the waterfall. Upon reaching there, he concluded that the boys were alive and had probably escaped from there, which gave Clara some relief. But at that same moment, the staff in the control room discovered another dangerous thing, that because of the park's alarm, more than 20,000 people had now gathered in the resort area, and Indominus was rapidly heading toward that very resort to hunt as many prey as possible, making it clear that a massive disaster was about to happen. The park owner was finally forced to decide that heavy weapons would have to be used, and due to shortage of staff, the owner himself flew a helicopter with heavy weapons to hunt Indominus. When the team located Indominus, they started firing at it without any delay. Under heavy fire, Indominus Rex ran straight into the flying dinosaur area, where 50 and 100-inch flying dinosaurs started running in all directions, causing chaos all over the island. Then one of the firing soldiers was pulled out by a flying dinosaur, and another was killed, crashing into the dinosaur's glass. The helicopter slowly lost control and began falling, and the wealthy character played by Irfan Khan lost his life. Then suddenly all those dinosaurs came flying toward the front. Seeing them approaching, immediately Owen started running toward the jungle along with Clara. Meanwhile, the two brothers were getting out of the jungle with the help of an abandoned car, but the younger brother saw that the winged dinosaurs were following behind them. Sensing the danger, he told his older brother to drive faster, and finally they reached the park's entry gate where the staff spotted them. Upon receiving her nephew's message, Clara and Owen also came out of the jungle, and finding a car, they decided to meet at the resort. Meanwhile, all the park's rides were immediately shut down, and all visitors were forced to stay at the resort. Then an emergency notice came through the public broadcast asking people to hide immediately. Initially, people did not understand what was happening, but as soon as they saw winged dinosaurs flying in the sky, everything became clear to them. Everyone panicked and started running in all directions, but the winged dinosaurs were so fast that they quickly reached the people and started attacking. Screams were heard everywhere throughout the park.
Meanwhile, both brothers reached the resort and ran into Clara's assistant, but unfortunately, just as the assistant was about to take them away, a winged dinosaur grabbed her and took her away, dropping her into a lake. But the dinosaur did not know this was Mosasaurus territory, and unknowingly they all descended into the water and kept attacking the woman. Both brothers were completely terrified watching all of this, and just as the winged ones tried to fly away, Mosasaurus suddenly came out of the water, opening its mouth and swallowed the girl along with the dinosaur. Seeing this, the frightened brothers started looking for a place to hide to save their lives. But just then, the security team arrived on the scene, and by firing tranquilizer guns, they forced the flying dinosaurs to retreat for some time, giving the resort area some relief. But the situation was about to get even worse, because as soon as the military officer arrived, he took complete control, and at the first opportunity started his real plan. In reality, he wanted to use the raptors to hunt that dangerous dinosaur in order to prove that raptors could become a weapon for the military. When Owen found out about this, he immediately rushed there and angrily punched the officer hard because he had raised these raptors since they were young and did not want to throw them into a dangerous mission. But now the lives of more than 20,000 people in the entire park were at stake, so after much thought, Owen was finally forced to agree to this mission. They decided to play a kind of hide-and-seek game to capture Indominus Rex. The plan was that first, the raptors would use their sharp sense of smell to locate Indominus, and the army would follow behind them and attack with heavy weapons at the right moment. Meanwhile, Clara was worried that the two brothers might run off again, so she sat them inside a safe controlled train and sat in front herself to monitor the entire operation. After preparations were complete, Owen took out a piece of Indominus's flesh and let the raptors smell it, and when all the raptors were ready, Owen finally opened their cages. After this, the armed soldiers also followed behind them, moving into the jungle. The entire team moved quickly through the dense jungle, following the raptors, and finally, in a deserted spot, the raptors suddenly stopped. All the soldiers immediately became alert and aimed their weapons forward. But they had absolutely no idea that something extremely strange was about to happen in the very next moment. In this tense atmosphere, a massive creature slowly began coming out of the jungle, and before long, Indominus Rex was standing in front of everyone. Owen's plan was that the trained raptors would attack this dinosaur, but surprisingly, the dinosaurs on both sides suddenly started staring at each other, as if some strange conversation was happening. The raptors did not attack immediately, but instead revealed the presence of humans to Indominus. Seeing this, Owen also sensed that something was wrong, and suddenly realized that Indominus's body probably also contained raptor DNA, and for this reason, it was somehow able to communicate with the raptors. The officer sitting in the control room panicked at this and immediately ordered all soldiers to open fire. This is where the situation completely fell apart, because the very plan meant to finish Indominus ended up turning the raptors against the humans. But when the soldiers saw that the dinosaurs were running toward the jungle, they chased after them, and within just a few minutes, the entire team was nearly wiped out in the raptor attack. And seeing all this, Clara was completely terrified. Then a soldier came from the front who had just escaped the raptors with his life, but just as he was about to get into the car, a raptor attacked him from behind. Both brothers sitting in the car were frightened seeing this scene. Watching the situation deteriorate, Clara immediately started the car and quickly drove away from there. But then another raptor came running toward them from the other side. The car door was open and the raptor could reach them at any moment. In panic, they picked up nearby containers and started throwing them out of the car to block the raptor's path. But the raptor easily dodged them and kept chasing the car. Clara saw in the glass that the raptor was rapidly getting closer, so she suddenly turned the steering wheel and with a powerful hit knocked the raptor down with the car. But at that same moment, another raptor got very close to both brothers from the other side. In panic, both struck it with an electric stick, and at that exact moment, Owen also arrived there. Then everyone quickly headed toward the control room. Meanwhile, the officer in the control room, when he saw that the operation had completely failed, instead of getting angry, became even more pleased and headed to the lab. But when Owen and the others also arrived at the lab, they were surprised to find that all the staff there had already escaped by helicopter. Just then, in the doctor's private office, they discovered the real secret of Indominus's genes. In reality, dozens of different creatures' genes had been mixed inside this monster. After this truth came to light, the officer also came out and clearly stated that all of this had been his plan, and it was because of him that such a dangerous animal had been created. But before he could finish his words, a pack of raptors suddenly arrived at that place, and in the very next moment, a raptor moved directly toward the officer. In fear, the officer immediately tried to use the same method Owen used when training raptors, but then the raptor attacked him. Seeing this, Owen, along with Clara and the children, immediately fled from the lab. Just then, the remaining 3 raptors came running and stood right in front of them, surrounding them from all sides. Among these raptors, one had blue stripes on its body, and its name was Blue, who was the leader of the entire pack. Owen looked into her eyes and understood that she was not his enemy, so he immediately removed the control device from her head. Just then, Indominus arrived with heavy footsteps and slowly started moving toward them. But what happened next, no one had expected. Indominus tried to order the raptors to attack the humans, but Blue suddenly turned and looked toward Owen as if some strange memory had come back to her, and instead of attacking the humans, she signaled Owen to run. After this, she turned toward Indominus and let out a furious, thunderous roar. Seeing this, Indominus became even more enraged and, swinging its heavy tail, flung Blue several meters away. But as soon as her 2 sisters standing behind saw their leader fighting, they immediately turned around and launched a tremendous attack. But against Indominus Rex's massive body and extremely dangerous claws, their attack proved very weak, and in no time, both raptors were killed while fighting. In this extremely dangerous moment, an idea suddenly came to Clara's mind. She immediately contacted her colleague in the control room and asked him to open enclosure number 9, because at this moment they desperately needed an even more powerful dinosaur to finish this powerful one. As soon as the enclosure opened, out came the original fearsome T-Rex that had been created 20 years ago. Clara cleverly and quickly brought the T-Rex in front of Indominus, and from here, the terrifying battle between the 2 monsters began. When T-Rex faced this strange hybrid head-on, it reminded Indominus Rex who the real boss here was. But during the fierce battle, due to the difference in strength and Indominus Rex's extremely dangerous claws, the old T-Rex slowly began weakening. In this extremely dangerous moment, Blue returned again and without any delay jumped into the fight.
Her agile body momentarily distracted Indominus Rex, and because of this, T-Rex got the opportunity to attack. Steadying itself, T-Rex teamed up with Blue and delivered a deadly blow to Indominus Rex. Finally, thanks to both of their help, T-Rex got the right moment and with full force flung Indominus Rex away with a powerful jolt. But at the echo of this terrifying collision immediately drew the attention of the ocean's true predator, and then the massive Mosasaurus suddenly leaped out of the water. It gripped Indominus Rex's neck in its jaws at lightning speed and dragged it into the deep ocean, and Indominus Rex